everyone, welcome to Soul Symbols. My name is Shelley. I'm a writer, an astrologer, and a card reader, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. Happy Sunday. It is a special card reading today. Since it is springtime and it is the day that a lot of cultures celebrate Easter, I decided to kind of do a special deck review. So you can see I've pulled out my spring with my bunnies, and this little guy here was a bunny I saw at the grocery store, and he was just so cute. I had to bring him home. But what we're doing today is I'm going to go ahead and do a deck collection review that talks about my angels and spiritual like meditation decks. So we have 4 decks here, and these are all very, very good cards. Any of the bags that you see were created by me, and I'll talk about them a little bit as we go deck by deck. The names and the authors of the decks that I use are in the description box. I will just tell you that the first 3 decks are out of print, and we'll talk about that more when we get to the description. But they're excellent cards. You might still be able to find them, for sale, either on eBay or other channels, other trade kind of sites, and we'll definitely talk about that. Also, after we go through the decks, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the cards. I'm going to take 1 card from each deck, and we're going to take them out into 3 piles. And then I'll let you choose a pile, and we'll go ahead and see what's your angel energy for the day. So what's your spiritual, meditative angel energy for today? So I just thought that would be something fun to do, and a way to kind of, continue the deck collection videos. And we have some beautiful stones today. Actually, when we talk about the stones, this was purchased from a very well-known seller, someone that I've taken classes with this person. Her name is Moonlight and Mindfulness, and she's an Etsy seller, and she's also a wonderful teacher. But when we get to the card reading part of the video, we'll go into details with that. If you ever want to skip the deck collection part and go directly to the reading part, the timestamps are in the description box, as are the different timestamps for each of the decks. So I just wanted to go ahead and share that with you. And I do have one other stone here that's just so beautiful. This is actually a blue calcite that I had purchased also from another really great seller, and it's funny, this bowl is just it's a woven bowl that I had purchased to just carry fruit. Like I like to keep apples and healthy stuff on hand, and I just thought it was so cute that when I put the little palm stone in it, it looks like a robin's egg is what it looks like. So I'm kind of going with that motif today. I'm not sure. I'm just I'm feeling the spring, feeling the Easter. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right in. Now, the first 2 decks, I just have to throw out a quick disclaimer. The first 2 decks are by an author her name is Doreen Virtue. The first deck is by her and Grant Virtue, and then she's authored both of these decks. And what it is the name Doreen Virtue is very well known in the card reading community. She has a long line of card decks to her credit. She did a lot of angel decks and a lot of meditation decks. And what happened was she had gotten so far in her kind of divination career with creating decks. And then in the last year or so, she decided that per her faith, that she decided that she no longer wanted to do like divination kind of projects. So, and no harm, no foul, definitely whatever you believe in, that's fine. It's just what's happening is the publisher of her decks, it's Hay House, Hay House. They're running out of the stock. The moment that she quit making the cards, the publisher doesn't produce them anymore. So that's where it becomes that scarcity, that kind of limited supply, and it's where you would have to kind of search to find the deck either secondhand or from an international seller. So, but we'll get into more details about it. But the first deck is a really gorgeous deck, and again, I've made all the bags. All the bags you see here I've created, and I go with the color scheme of the deck. But the first deck is called the Daily Guidance from Your Angels deck, and I love this deck. I think it's really beautiful. It has just daily guidance kind of things. Like here it says new partner, and then it has a key phrase, and then it has a really beautiful image, and then it has like a paragraph. And you can see this angel is on the front of the deck. Showers of abundance, child. There's just some really beautiful images like reward yourself, joy. I really pull these decks quite a bit when I just need some like divine guidance, and I'm feeling a little bit more like. I also kind of do it when I feel like my angels are near, right? I kind of turn to this deck. Now this card is not part of this deck, but this was like a free card that I had gotten, and it just happened to be the same size. I had ordered a stone, and the seller of the stone, and it actually even has gilded edges. It has a golden edge just like the rest of the cards, but I think this might be another one of Doreen's angel decks too. It kind of looks like it. But I put the card in with this deck because it's the same size, but this one, I get this card quite a lot, and I really like it. It says, it's different angels, and this is Archangel Michael, and it says, God is in charge. Dear God, please help me let go of the situation, giving it in faith and trust to your divine wisdom and infinite love in order to resolve and heal everything and everyone involved. So I always just think that's such a great message. Now, other messages are really strong, like she has cleanse and detoxify. So talks about, we ask you to detoxify your precious and sensitive body. I know sometimes when I've been drinking too much caffeine or, just not eating real right, sometimes it can mean, try to eat healthier foods or just try to take care of your shell, right? This really great. She has cards like energy work and focus on service. I think that's a great one. It's like a call to service. Time to go. I do like the keywords. Sometimes the keywords kind of are synchronicities with other card decks. So like if you're pulling these cards in conjunction with other decks. I really like this. This says trustworthy guidance. So if you're working on a project, it's kind of like the angels are guiding you. They're helping you. I like this one a lot. The imagery is really pretty. It's play, it's asking you to play, release and surrender, acceptance. This is a real powerful one too. I like this one. This one, it says, ask us to help you in this situation and we will immediately go to work on your behalf. We are governed by the many universal laws, and among them is the free will that allows you to make your own choices and decisions. We patiently await your request. I think this is beautiful because it's kind of like give it over to God. Don't try to either that or ask your angels for guidance. They're there to help you. This is a beautiful one too. I love this. Listen. Sometimes when your mind is really racing or you're jumping to conclusions, sometimes this can be just kind of a loving reminder that it's okay. Just quiet your mind, quiet your thoughts, and just listen. I love this one. There's nothing to worry about. Sometimes, innocence. I've pulled this card a few times too, and that it's like, it's either take an innocent approach or just, give your guilt and anything over. This one's a great one. This says, what do you desire? You now have the opportunity to write the script according to your heart's desires. Once you clearly decide upon your true desires and know that know that you're ready to deserve them, they'll rush into your life as if by magic. And I really love the picture in this one too. So it even has cards like entrepreneur. So like it's telling you that you're meant to be independent. Opportunity to forgive. See only love. So there's all sorts of really great ones. There's even a card that says assertiveness. So sometimes that's encouragement for you to take action. Steady progress. It's reminding you that you're on the right track. Ground yourself. Go for it. Perfect timing. That's kind of like divine timing. Fresh air, like asking you to get out. This one's a unique one. It talks about going to the ocean or, the rejuvenating effects of being near water. Let your past go. So there's all sorts of really great ones. Change in direction. I sometimes get this card when I'm pulling Lenormand, and I get either the stork or the birds. You know how that means movement. This one is one of my favorites. It talks about daydream, and this is really a lot about creative visualization. Just notice any feelings, visions, and ideas as if you were watching a movie. They are the seed of creativity, so it's kind of like imagining what you want to happen. There's quite a few love ones and law of attraction ones, and talking about the heart chakra and the life purpose. One other really good one that I really like is be honest with yourself. Sometimes it's asking you to, take off any blinders in a gentle way. Just kind of look at a situation in a real light and make the necessary changes. You even have something like blessing in disguise and family. And you even have clues about like creative projects. So this is a really gorgeous deck. It always gives me just really unique insight to the situation, and I do turn to it quite often anytime I need like a really kind of clear-cut answer to something. Now the second deck is very similar, except this is called the abundance from your. It's the Angel Abundance cards. I might be saying it wrong, but this one is a little bit more of creative visualization regarding money, or bringing us kind of almost kind of like the sustainability that you need in your life regarding finances. So it's these are mostly cards on how to let your angels guide you for creative visualization or guidance involving money, which is always a good thing. But here you got cards like employment change, moonlighting, which talks about having a second job at night, or transitioning to a new job through kind of a bridge. Do the work. Sometimes these cards get real honest. Sometimes it'll say, okay, you have to put more effort in. Gratitude list. That's very creative visualization. Count your blessings, and then the universe will bring you more of them. Abundance mindset. Sometimes this is reminding you that you have to imagine that you deserve having abundance. But it's got some great ones. Unlimited ideas, windfall of abundance. This one has Santa on it, so sometimes when I get that at different times of the year. This one's great. I like it. Conscious consumer. This kind of almost talks about like the environmental impact on things. So sometimes it points to like being a influencer in an eco-friendly kind of sense. Attracting and not chasing. Sometimes when we think need money, that's what you get. You get, what you think about, you manifest. Pay yourself first. Oh, I love this card, and I love the imagery of it too. Here it says, make yourself the most important financial obligation by setting aside a portion of your income every time you are paid. This loving form of self-care ensures that you have savings to invest in your present and your future. I get this card sometimes when it's the universe is telling you to treat yourself. Like maybe you've just been paying bills, and you've been scrimping every dime, you haven't bought yourself anything. Sometimes it means invest in yourself. Quiet retreat. Sometimes that can mean that you need to get away or have a vacation. Release jealousy. This is a great one because don't look at other people like they have more than you. Ask for your needs to be met. That's like putting a call out to your angels. Deservingness. Knowing that you deserve it. So there's really some really wonderful keywords. God is your source. Bountiful nature. The way that you give to others. So there's definitely some great ones. Declutter, words of abundance, sometimes just, speaking it. I actually pulled this card earlier. It's funny. I've been kind of investing in a few projects, and sometimes I get worried that I'm spending too much money. And I went ahead and pulled this card, and I really liked the message because I was like, okay, am I wasting money? Is it, am I putting money in the wrong place? And here it says, Yes, the money system of the world can seem upsetting, but holding resentments about finances just pushes your abundance away. Instead, see money as a tool that you can use to better the world, and this shift will help you attract support and golden opportunities. And I love that. It's like it's almost like saying, okay, even if a venture is there's it's almost like saying there's no such thing as a failed investment if you supported someone else, right? You put money back out into the world and it comes back to you. So sometimes you're supporting other people, and like a conduit, that support will come back to you. Either that, or it's not money wasted, because it'll introduce you to people and situations that will benefit you in the future and will pay you back far more than you invested initially. That's how I read that card. That's really amazing. And you do have cards like charitable work and donations. No more complaining. I like that one. Cooperation instead of competition. Face your financial fears. There's just so many great ones. Blackout distractions. It's safe for you to receive. Again, it talks about, like fear. Let go of guilt. I know sometimes this sounds like a crazy fear, but you know how sometimes when you're making a lot of money, maybe you're making more money than other people have, don't feel bad, if you're kind of shining a little bit, you're shining a little bit more financially brightly than other people. It's okay, everyone gets their turn, right? Partnership, clearing debts, it even talks about how you can like clear out debts. Divinely guided change. So sever vows of poverty. Again, there's just so many great, things. And there's even a few cards that talk about, eating right. So this is really great. Again, detox your friendships. I mean, that's another one. Sometimes maybe your abundance is affected, by people in your sphere. So, and again, I made a gold bag to go with it. It's very disco. But that is a beautiful deck, and definitely if you're a fan of those type of cards, like for instance, I just did a deck review for Deja Druitt's Love Oracle, and she has another deck that's similar to this, where it doesn't have angels, but it talks about it's almost like a deck of affirmations for financial abundance. It is kind of like Rhonda Byrne's The Secret, but again, it has that kind of fiscal spin on it, where it's really talking about how to bring more money or, security and abundance and like in a financial way into your life. Oh, now the next deck, oh my gosh, guys, this deck has a special place in my heart. It really does. Now, this is a quote unquote vintage deck because I think it's from like 2002. Yeah, it's from 2002. And what it is it's the Essential Meditations deck. And what it is this is actually the book. It's kind of a flip out book. It's very sturdy. And I actually saw this deck, and what it is that the deck has like a really kind of painting like image on the front, and then on the back it has a theme, and it has a paragraph that talks about a meditation activity. So this is less angel but more meditative. These activities are, and I just, the other thing is I thought this was so great. I shuffled these cards, and these two cards next to each other really look like a synchronicity. We haven't gotten to the next deck yet, but this deck is just really beautiful because it has like, again, it has almost like an image on the front, and then on the back it has an activity, like a meditation activity that you can do for the day that helps you, it helps you kind of get into that heightened mindset. It's something that you can do to kind of bring your mind into a meditative state. And so for instance, this top card is Send Out Love. In Buddhism, Metta Bhavana is loving kindness meditation. Focus on the feelings of love deep within you. Call them up by remembering the unconditional love you experienced as a child from your parents or your best friend. Focus on extending these feelings to the following people: someone you respect, such as a teacher or spiritual leader, a close friend, someone neutral, say the person that serves your morning coffee, and a difficult person from whom you feel disconnected. And look at that, how beautiful that is. And look, I love the imagery. The two hands reaching out kind of makes the shape of a heart, right? But it has a whole group of activities, and they're all different. Like gaze at a leaf. There's a lot of nature activities. This one's really great. This one I get sometimes where it says let go of resentment. Resentment is a chaotic emotion, and harboring it inevitably makes us feel out of sorts. Use this meditation to help you restore calm after a resentful episode. Close your eyes and visualize your disrupted quietude as a broken vase. In your mind's eye, imagine mending the vase, carefully handling each piece to recreate something perfect and beautiful. When you have finished your visualization, take a deep breath and breathe out any remaining fragments of resentment. How beautiful is that? And honestly, you know what this reminds me of? I believe it's either in China or in Japan. There's a practice that anytime you break a dish, you use gold to mend it back together. And that kind of reminds me of that. This card I get a lot, and I love it. Oh my gosh, guys. In religion, it says, illuminate your spirit. In religious symbolism, light often represents spiritual illumination. Use this metaphor to visualize your own spirit. Picture a point of light in the center of your being that exudes pure, brilliant energy. Feel its warming incandescence flowing through you. Each time you breathe in, your spiritual light grows brighter, fanned by life-giving oxygen. Meditate like this, breathing deeply and evenly for 5 minutes. And wow, guys, that's like a meditation practice. It does feel kind of chakra related. If nothing else, it feels kind of aura related. But yeah, there's all sorts of really great ones. Solve a problem. This one is neat. Turn failure into success. And it's just got some beautiful ones. This one I get a lot. This is about focusing on learning to listen and like really hear. It's got one that kind of looks like a lotus, and that's invoke the jewel of the lotus. And absorb love. If you follow my Instagram, we had this one just a couple days ago. This one's a beautiful one. This talks about contemplating a flower. It walks you through like holding a flower and touching it. This one's beautiful. This one is follow your star, and it actually is a meditation where you cover your eyes and you feel a point like a star in the center of your forehead. It's very kind of a third eye kind of feeling. And the imagery is so beautiful. Contemplate a landscape. This is another one that came on Instagram. It was right around the time we did the King of Swords and the How to Tarot. Focus on a bird song. And I got this card the other day, and I was having a little bit of a frustrated day at work, and I just kind of I was trying not to let any negativity get to me, and I actually kind of closed my eyes and just kind of listened outside my window. And it was interesting. A bird did start singing. It's springtime, and a bird started chirping right outside my window. This one's a beautiful one. It talks a lot about releasing your fears and freedom. This one's gorgeous. Sometimes when I get like feathers, like again, when I go walking, I find feathers, and and of course, this being an angel reading, it could be your animal guides, your spiritual guides, but it talks about floating in silence. So that's kind of like a meditative one. And there's just so many really great ones. I actually noticed this deck, and this was the card that I noticed. There's another reader here, and I'll try to put her name on the screen. I'm so sorry. It's been a while since I've seen a video. And she used these cards, and I actually didn't know the name of the deck, so I emailed her, and she was so kind. She emailed me right back and told me the name of the deck. But she got this deck, and I remember, I'll never forget, in one of her readings, she got this card, and she was channeling the song by Sade. You know how the song lyric is, I want to cook you a soup that warms your soul, but nothing would change at all. I just really, discover form and emptiness. There's such a depth to these cards when you use them every day. Affect change. Just rediscover precious moments. This one's a great one. Reveal your hidden awareness. and it really just, it talks about the way that water flows around. It doesn't get blocked, it flows around. This one I get all the time, and I just think the artwork is gorgeous as well. Study your uniqueness. It's almost like looking at your hand and noticing like how different you are. But these are just really gorgeous, and all of them are wonderful. This one came up on my Instagram not too long ago as well. Receive rays of energy, and they bring walk the Zen way is really great. This one really reminds me. I think it's a form of what is it? I think it's a form of Tai Chi when you walk very purposefully, like when you take slow steps and you really let your feet make contact with the ground. So I really think of that. But all of these cards are just absolutely gorgeous. Silence the hum, again, that can be like when your mind is really racing. Maintain your focus. These are they're all just wonderful. And I, just like my daily self-care cards, I really do, I'm not good at meditating, but I pull these on the daily, and they really do tie into, it's like they have a lot of synchronicities about them. Learn to say no, and you see she's kind of directing traffic. This one's a great one. It has a book, and it says appreciate everything. And yeah, I find synchronicities, like the mountain in Lenormand means challenge, and it even has like a bathtub, meditate on scent. So there's so many really great ones. This one's actually on the cover of the box, but and each one of the exercises are very profound. Like it really gets you thinking. Absorb the task. And this one's great. This one's actually like, if you're doing something that's unpleasant, try to notice what you appreciate about what you're doing, Like if you're doing something that's a little bit tedious, try to appreciate what feels good about it, right? But all of these are just really gorgeous cards, and they really do, like the lady in the boat, release your control, And so these are just wonderful. I really do. I pull these almost daily. And I'm going to go ahead and leave off on this one because this one is beautiful. Well, let's go ahead and read it. Sense your guardian angel. Meditating on a protective presence can strengthen us for times of difficulty. Sit comfortably. Place your hands on your lap, palms up. This indicates your willingness to receive strength from divine sources. Allow your thoughts to float seamlessly across your mind. Imagine yourself enveloped in a comforting, bright light. Its energy permeates your very core. Spend 5 minutes drawing strength from this light. You have just met your guardian angel. Isn't that gorgeous? I have to leave off on that. That's just too perfect. Now, this deck is out of print, but I have noticed that it's even though it's from almost 10 years ago, or 20 years ago. Oh my god, 20 years. Oh god, I know how to add. Sorry, I know how to subtract. Even though it's more than 20 years old, it is still pretty easy to find. And I got my deck secondhand, but it benefited charity. And it wasn't too expensive. I want to say it was like $15 with shipping. So I don't think it would be too hard to find this deck. These two decks from Doreen Virtue might be a little bit marked up. And but just like I always say, try to look for a reputable source. You definitely want the original deck, not any bootleg copies. And I always say just watch and wait. Wait and watch, just, keep checking periodically, and you will get lucky, right? You'll get lucky. I honestly love these decks. I need to use the financial one a little bit more, but I use this one often. I use this one daily. Now, this deck, the next and last deck, is called the Healing Meditations and deck, and it's by Christopher Titmuss. And this one was actually a wonderful find. I just found it at my local bookstore. It's really not expensive. I got it for like $10, $15. And just like the other meditation deck, there's an image on the front, and then there's like an activity. Now, the activity is a little bit more broken down. It does give a keyword, and then it gives a paragraph. But then it gives you kind of line item kind of affirmations. And then it also says when and where. So sometimes it can give you an indication of where in your life or in what situation you kind of want to apply this. And it really does go a long way to, pulling a read together. So like I get such a good energy from this deck. Similar to the previous deck, it's like meditation activity. All of the images are more real world, and of course it has different instead. I've noticed that the previous deck is a little bit more zen like. It's definitely more what am I thinking, metaphysical. It's definitely more Buddhist kind of, or meditation based. This one is, but it definitely talks about kind of a more practical everyday kind of meditation. Like you've got unself consciousness, like everyone, like everything in nature, your body will change with the seasons and the years. Learn to be comfortable with yourself at every age and accept the cycle of life. As you meditate, repeat these thoughts to yourself. I am a small wave in the ocean of existence. I will change with the tides and will accept these changes. I am gradually being absorbed into the ocean of existence. All is water, nothing more. So that's so beautiful. And you have things like love. I think that's so cute with the sneakers. Um, Love is, let's see, may I always treat my lover with the utmost respect. Greater sensitivity and awareness will lead you to greater satisfaction. Um, this one is one of my favorites. I love daisies and it's kindness. So sometimes, sometimes when I'm having a day when I either need to be more kind, but honestly, I'll be honest, most of the time I get this card because I think I'm a pretty kind person, knock on wood. And most of the time it's telling me you're being a little too kind, but, but, you know, if you cultivate the virtue of loving kindness, it will benefit your relationship with others, allowing you to open your heart to loved ones and strangers alike. To make your meditation more profound, repeat these wishes. May my loved ones, friends, and neighbors be free from suffering and pain. May all the creatures on earth live in safety and security. May my daily activities contribute to the contentment, healing, and insight of others. See, how beautiful is that? And when and where, it's like we all have to deal with people who do not like us. Wherever you are and whatever you are doing, the challenge is to show loving kindness toward unfriendly people as well as toward friends and admired strangers. So here, yeah, it definitely gives you some daily advice. So maybe it's a hint that maybe something today will kind of trigger you. But, and you know what it makes me think of? And if you have a choice between being right and being kind, be kind. And here we even have one that says prayer. That's so great. I embrace humility in preparation for prayer. A religious building or another location with holy associations is the most appropriate place for prayer or meditation, but it can also be practiced anywhere. So that's a really beautiful spiritual one. Music's a great one. This one comes up when I'm going to have a day where music is really important. Relaxation, it might be asking you to relax and might give you some mantras to kind of decompress. Communication's a sweet one. Sometimes I get this when I need to be when there's someone I need to communicate with, or someone who's trying to communicate with me. Sometimes it comes up if someone's having trouble communicating with you. Understanding is another nuanced one. It talks about trying to understand people when sometimes they're being a little confusing. Breathing is a great one too. It talks a lot about concentrating on your breath, or maybe doing some breathing meditation. Diet's a great one. This one definitely hits on eating healthy, or trying to take care and to not eat so much junk food. Equanimity, I always say that word wrong. Equanimity. The mind and body each affects each other's well-being. Regular meditation is excellent stabilizing influence. So I do kind of read this as a little bit of internal balance. Maybe you need to get a little grounded, or if you're feeling a little scattered. Silence is a beautiful one. Sometimes it means that you just kind of have to get away. Acceptance. This can be really talking about inclusivity and accepting people. Solitude's a beautiful one. That's maybe, you need to get away. motivation and ritual. You know, it's funny, a lot of our decks talk about ritual. You know, sometimes it can be a hint that meditation can become a practice, or again, you know, just like I pull my cards to kind of act as a self meditation. You know, whatever, however that ritual shows for you. Maybe you pray every night, maybe you meditate every night, maybe you, you know, you do something to kind of, you know what I did the other day that was so nice? Here on YouTube, there's 10-minute nighttime yoga practices, and it really is 10 minutes, and you just feel so loose, you know, after you're done. It's really some just nice simple stretches, and it doesn't hype you up. And sometimes even rituals like that can just really kind of get you into a meditative state of mind. Nature can really talk about getting outside, creativity, stillness. And it's interesting, they have silence, they have solitude, and they have stillness. So sometimes it could just mean being comfortable with being still. Sleep. I get this one sometimes when I haven't been sleeping well or I need to get more sleep. Priorities, that one's a great one. Pilgrimage, I think, is such a unique one, because sometimes that's talking about like going on a journey to go like pursue spiritual things. And sometimes it doesn't even have to be like, you know, you going to Tibet to, you know, see Buddhist monks. Sometimes it can really be you going on some kind of journey or some kind of adventure that you're called to go on. You know, maybe you have some kind of place on your bucket list and you're just called to go there. And then when you get there, you learn something really new and different. You know, that can be a pilgrimage, right? Positive thinking, I think that's a great one. Rhythm, that one's a unique one because it talks about kind of the rhythms in life. Let's read it real quick. It is the rhythms as much as the melodies of music that resonate so deeply within us. Giving yourself to the rhythm produces an immense sense of freedom. Let your body move freely and clear your mind with this mantra. I am at one with the rhythm moving through time and space. Maybe it could be the rhythm of your life, or actual dancing, you know, like loosening up a little bit. You got joy, routine, that's another one. State of mind, time, that one's a great one. That one kind of talks about when I rush, life is stressful. Stress promotes lack of understanding and painful emotions. I will hold on to the moment as it comes and recognize it and let it pass away. Wow, that's almost like being present. Warmth, listening, awakening, color. You know, it's funny, I just bought a color deck, you know. When I open my eyes, I realize that the colors around me have new intensity. Movement, you know, sometimes that can be dancing or just needing to kind of loosen up. Concentration and reflection. But wow, guys, that was almost a flip through. Sorry. But I love this deck. And just like the meditation deck, sometimes I trade off. Sometimes I'm guided to pull from this deck. But all four of these decks are really what I turn to when I'm in a spiritual mood, when I really kind of want kind of answers that I feel like are coming from the divine, or just kind of coming from the higher purpose of things. The other thing is that I always feel such a warmth of, I feel like I feel like I have more of a direction when I pull these cards, and it definitely makes me feel good, right? It makes me feel, you know, almost like angels are kind of hugging you and guiding you and there for you, right? So whatever you believe in, if you believe in traditional religion or more of the new age, these decks are really wonderful for that. And these are the four that I really turn to for that kind of angel and spiritual and meditative kind of emphasis. But all right, guys, so that concludes the deck review side of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. Since we have our beautiful spring spread here, I've got 3 placeholders. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the cards, and I'm going to take one card from each deck, and I'm going to create 3 piles. Then I'm going to go ahead and let you choose the pile, and then we're going to go ahead and when you choose your pile, we'll go ahead and see what's your current angel energy. So we're going to go ahead and do a reading. And I'll talk about the placeholders in a minute. I'm going to put them to the side for just a second and move all these up. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fast forward through this part just so you don't have to, you know, because it would be a really long time to shuffle. If you want to skip past the shuffling part, there's the timestamps below. But otherwise, we'll go ahead and speed it up, and I'll see you in a minute. we've got 3 piles and we've got 3 placeholders here. So what I did is I went ahead and I went with angel themed placeholders. The first placeholder is a little moonstone angel. So this is gorgeous. I've had this for a long time. This stone, the second placeholder, is really gorgeous. The lighting doesn't do it justice, but this is called Angel Aura Quartz. And I'm going to put the name of the supplier. What it is there's a wonderful lady that I met over on Instagram, and her name is Moonlight and Mindfulness. And she loves stones. Like you've ever met like a seller of a product who just loves what they do. She sells stones, and she also hosts classes about stones. And I took her class recently because I just wanted to know more about it, and I learned so much. Like I learned so much, and I went to her website, and I not only purchased this stone, but I also purchased a really big chunk of obsidian, and it's so pretty. And the stones just have such good energy. Anytime you get a stone, you usually cleanse it but when you meet a seller who cares about what they do, like the way that she does, this stone has such gorgeous energy, and she chooses really gorgeous pieces. So the second deck is the Angel Aura Quartz. Now, the third deck, I went to my charms dish and I pulled out the angel wings. Oops. I pulled out my angel wing charm. Now, this is one interesting little tidbit. When I went to get the charm from the charms dish, this charm fell out at my feet, and it's the little controller, like the gamer. And then I was like, okay, maybe that means something for someone. Maybe that's an additional charm for pile 3 for the angel wings. I did also ask for some additional clarification, and I got the tower, like the little tower in reverse. So we'll talk about that when we get to your pile, but I just wanted to let you know when I was getting the angel wings, those 2 other charms were really insistent on coming out. So it really hit me right in the foot. So, it was like landed right at my feet. But I'll go ahead and give you a minute to decide. If you need more time, please pause the video, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay guys, we're back. Now we are going to make these readings really quick, so this isn't going to be anything real drawn out. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get right to it. I'm going to go ahead and move these other decks to the side. And so pile number 1, we got the beautiful Moonstone Angel. Let's go ahead and see what's your angel energy. Now you did get 2 of these cards. It was the only deck that got 2 of the daily guidance. So let's go ahead and see. Wow, guys, so you got notice the signs, play, and attracting, not chasing. Oh my gosh, I'm getting such a theme here, guys. And just some synchronicities here. You see kind of like a theme of jumping across water, right? There's kind of going across water. So here, notice the signs. Yes, the signs the signs that you've been receiving are heaven sent. We drop feathers, coins, and other signs upon your path to remind you that you are loved and never alone. I'm also hearing, I'm sorry guys, this is kind of coming through. I don't channel, but I'm just kind of getting guided to tell you this. Earlier when I talked about feathers, I think it was on this deck, and I pulled out the feather, that really resonated with you. I get the sense like whoever's watching this, when you pick this, I feel like that's your guides. When you got that like, oh my gosh, I see feathers too. That was your guides kind of saying, yeah, that's us. And I always think of like feathers as being like your feathers' wings, right? You have some very loving guides around you. Whether you believe, in God, the universe, angels, passed over loved ones, I feel like you're very guided, and I feel like they love you. Like they send you these little things to remind you that they are right there beside you every step of the way. Now, what I'm kind of seeing here is that you got the other card that you got was play. And you notice how this little girl has wings behind her? It's almost like your angels are right there making sure you never fall. It says, "Beloved one, it's time to set aside work for a while. Don't worry, we will oversee your responsibilities to their completion. Playfulness, gaiety, and laughter will lift your energy so that you will return to work with a renewed perspective and heightened energy." So, yeah, guys, I get a strong sense that you might be a little bit on the brink of burnout. Maybe you're working a long time. The other thing I kind of get is that I get the sense like you're afraid that if you stop working so hard, like if you take a moment to have some fun, to play, that something bad's going to happen. And that's not the truth, not the truth at all. Um, and then the next card you got is attracting, not chasing. And this is great. It says, anything or anyone you chase after will run the other way because of the fears underlying because of the fears underlying chasing energy. Instead, attract what you need by sending out love, gratitude, and a welcoming energy. And this can play into work too. Sometimes you think, oh, okay, I'm never going to make money unless I, completely kill myself. Like not literally, you know what I mean? Like I work myself until I'm exhausted and feel like life is the dirge. The other thing I kind of get is that if this is like relationship related, maybe you're so worried, like you're afraid that someone won't be there for you, that you start chasing that. And what it's really kind of saying is that it's kind of saying that you attract things with to yourself when you are in that playful energy. Like when you're happy and just being yourself, that's when what you deserve will come to you. It'll come to you like magnets, right? It'll just magnetize itself your direction. So, but I do also get the sense that when it talks about like work and stuff like that, maybe you're chasing, the promotion, you're chasing the corner office, that raise. But the more that you chase, the more that goal is going to kind of, it's almost like for every 3 steps you take, the goal takes 4, right? You're always a step away. So it's okay to put some of this down and, rejuvenate yourself. The other thing I kind of get is I feel like your angels are sending you signs that you are burnout, that you need to take a break. I think your angels are almost a little worried about you. And what you got is you got solitude. And this is great, guys. Maybe you meditate. I don't know, something about the mountains. Do you meditate near mountains? Have you ever done this? Or maybe there's some place that you go that's on a lake that lets you get away. Because I'm seeing kind of lakes in all 3 of these pictures. You know? I feel like your angels are like, dude, clock out and go to the lake. And here it says solitude. So it says, unlike loneliness, solitude is desirable, bringing the calm and peace of mind that are necessary to resolve problems and conflicts. Find the time to be alone with your thoughts and consider the following. I am here in the present, absorbing the air and every breeze. I can immerse myself in the experience, losing my thoughts in the colors of nature. As I become one with my surroundings, I feel their connection with my innermost self. Bathed in calm, I think more clearly. And when and where. Solitude offers a healing escape from any painful problem. Natural surroundings are the most therapeutic, but you can, with practice, be alone anywhere, even in a crowd. So wow, guys, that really is powerful. And then here it says embrace change. And this is yin and yang. This also talks a lot about a lot of balance. I'm seeing like a work-play balance. I'm seeing balance in relationships. And not being afraid to be, you're not lonely. You need alone time. But here it says part of the symbolism of the yin and yang is that of dynamic change. Gaze at the image on the other side of this card and think about how wholeheartedly you embrace change in your life. If you feel reticent about change, consider in Eastern philosophy it is a necessary and natural part of living. If we allow change to happen without resisting or struggling against it, our lives will take on a greater sense of tranquility. So I am seeing a lot about like just being comfortable with the natural progression of things, having a good balance. I think I think your guides are sending you signals, like they're telling you that you might need a break or you might need time by yourself. But this is all beautiful, guys. It talks about a lot of balance. The other thing that it really speaks to me is that it's telling you that you can have everything that your heart's desires, but it's almost like you have to get your vibration into the right zone with it, right? Don't chase, be calm and balanced within yourself. And definitely take a day off. Maybe go to that lake. That looks really beautiful, guys. That looks like the Adirondacks. That looks just so freaking gorgeous. Take me with you. All right. So, deck number 2, we have that gorgeous, gorgeous Angel Aura Quartz. Let me see. Can you see it here? Oh gosh, it's so glittery. And when it sparkles in the light, you see little hints of like pink. It's such a beautiful stone. I do actually keep it over kind of near my nightstand to help me sleep. But wow, guys. Oh my gosh, look at this. Ooh, this is definitely a little bit more of a love. Oh, wow. Oh, look at how beautiful this is. But first off, you got heart chakra. And here it says, love is the heart of the matter. Your heart is in the center. Your heart is in the center within your physical being, attuned most to love. It's safe for you to love and be loved with an open heart as we stand by with perfect protection and guidance. Wow, it's safe for you to love. And then here it says, ask for your needs to be met. Oh, wow, guys. God and the angels come to your aid only if you make a free will choice to be helped. And it begins with asking. It doesn't matter how you ask God for help, but only that you do so. The same holds true with clearly asking other people to assist you. Wow, guys. So here I'm really seeing that, I'm seeing that you might be kind of apprehensive, like you might be a little afraid to either open your heart or to take a chance on something. The other thing is that I love the way that it phrases that. Of course, both of these decks are more, Christian based, will mention God. But I love the way that it talks about having a conversation. And again, it doesn't have to be formal. You don't have to kneel and put your hands together in order to pray. It can be that thought in your head. It can be that, just sending that thought out in the universe. Please send me someone that's, in card reading, we talk about that, please let me find the relationship that is good for me and is serves the highest good for both of us, both me and the person, right? It's like asking for help from the universe and the angels to bring you the right thing. The other thing I do kind of get is that maybe you're hesitant, maybe you have been hurt in the past where you're a little fearful, that you're afraid, and it's making you kind of pull within yourself. You see how both of these angels both of their head is kind of tilted down and they're holding things in front of themselves. It's like a stance of being very reserved. I think the other thing is that and actually when we get to the next card, you got motivation, and you see the 2 feet in the arrow. It's almost like you're looking at your own feet. And it says, you may wonder what motivates people to meditate and whether meditation can bring true and lasting rewards. Trying to express in words and thoughts what you hope to gain from meditation can be a revelation in itself. May I learn more about myself and the purpose of my life through meditation. But here, what I'm kind of getting is that with the arrow and, the ask for your needs to be met, I just get the sense that maybe you've been leaning back a little bit, maybe out of a little bit of fear or apprehension, or maybe just not feeling like, wondering if you're ready. And here it's like just telling you, just take one step forward, right? I don't think the universe is pushing you. It's just saying, I get the sense like your angels are saying, we're going to make this very easy on you. We know that you've been through a lot. We know that you're afraid. It's okay. It's safe for you to love. Go ahead and ask us. I remember when I was doing the flip through of this one, there was a great card that said, ask for help. And it even said that too. It kind of said, here we go. It's right here. Ask us to help you in this situation, and we will immediately go to work on your behalf. We're governed by many universal laws, and among them is the free will that allows you to make your own choices and decisions. So we patiently await your requests. See, I think it's one of those things where the universe is really kind of, your angels are respecting your boundaries, but they're kind of saying, hey, if you ask us for help and you take one step forward, we'll show you the way. We'll pave the way, right? The other thing I get is the way that it says, it is safe for you to love and be loved with an open heart as we stand with perfect protection and guidance. So you are protected. You're really protected. Like, your angels are there. If you've experienced any other past pain, they are really here to make sure that you don't go through any more. They're going to try to make this as seamless as possible. But it may require that you just kind of ask for a little bit of their guidance to say, okay, what direction do I go, and then take the first step. Now, you got a really gorgeous meditation card. This is so pretty. Gosh, guys. And you see a lot of the same colors, like greens and just the waviness in these pictures really kind of speak of a synchronicity. But it says, silence the hum. When we feel troubled, our worries can create a background hum that plays continuously in our minds. Visualize yourself tuning in on an old-fashioned radio transmitter to banish this hum of anxiety. Imagine the hum crackling and squealing. Then, as you imagine turning the dial, tune to a channel of pure silence. Spend a few minutes enjoying the silence before continuing your day. So, wow, guys, again, the other thing is I see a lot of clouds in the background here. So, yeah, you might feel like, the other thing I kind of get is that maybe in creative visualization they do talk about static sometimes with that. You kind of put out a purchase order, you kind of imagine what you want or ask the angels to bring you the right thing. But if you are feeling kind of foggy or you're feeling a little chaotic in your head, sometimes that fragments things, right? Almost like a wire, like what is it? When you do an SOS, I'm sorry, when you type out Morse code, like transmitting a message, sometimes it can be blurry if you're in a foggy or kind of, over, like an overthinking kind of mindset. But here, yeah, I also get the sense that maybe you're afraid to take, like, you're apprehensive, you're hesitant to take a step forward because of your racing thoughts, right? So I think that it's also saying that if you want to connect to your angels, and the other thing, is this stone's really good for helping with clarity too. So I wonder if your angels are really ready for your message, but they just kind of need it to be a very clear request. They don't want to do anything without your consent, right? And it's not going to be anything really crazy either. It's just going to be them kind of gently, showing you the way, and they're assuring you that they're there to protect you. So nothing bad's going to happen if you go into a new situation with an open heart. So wow, guys, oh my gosh, all of these are so great. I'm loving this. All right, so last but not least, we have the Angel Wings Charm. And again, I had mentioned before, if you didn't catch the introduction, I went to my charms dish to go get the angel wings because this, everything else the different placeholders I needed. And when I went into the charms dish, this fell out on my feet. It really kind of was like boom, it flew out of the dish. And this is one of those little game controllers. So, and then when I asked for clarification, I kept getting the tower charm in the reverse. So what this really tells me is that maybe you either, if you are a gamer or you're asking about a gamer, maybe if you're asking for a family member who likes to play video games, the tower has both a Lenormand emphasis and a tarot emphasis. Normally the tower in the tarot, try saying that 3 times fast, talks about sudden change, like a sudden kind of lightning bolt of change. So it could be that you're experiencing that, or that you're resisting change. The other thing is in Lenormand, the tower talks about keeping your distance, like, keeping your defenses up. And when you see the tower in the reverse, sometimes that can mean that your defenses are down or knocked down, right? So maybe that might pertain to you or the person that you're asking about. One last thing is that I do kind of see that as almost being a little bit of a lighthouse. And the lighthouse is the one that, oh, here we go, guys. Oh my gosh. I didn't even think, that's I'm kind of getting a ding ding. That's the lighthouse lights the way, right? It's the light that you can follow to get to safe ground, especially if you're out in a stormy sea. Are you out in a stormy sea and you don't have a lighthouse? You feel like there's not, you need a, are you watching the reading because you need your lighthouse? You want to ask your angels to be your guiding light? Here, we're going to go ahead and look here, guys. Steady progress, savings, absorb the task, and joy. And one thing I noticed about joy here, wow, we've got a lot of synchronicities with glowing lights here, guys, just to point this out. You kind of have, you have a glowing light here, you have a glowing light there, you have a glowing light there. And again, that lighthouse is kind of pointing to me. So wow, we're getting a deep one here. But here you got, the first one you got is steady progress. And here it says, we acknowledge you for the progress you've made in remembering love in your daily activities. We can clearly see the contribution you're making to the world through your thoughts, feelings, and actions of love. So wow, guys, maybe you're really working really hard right now and it's been tough, but you're making steady progress. There's a lot of industriousness in this, because when we get to this card, this talks about, and actually let's go ahead and go to this one. But here you see some gardening gloves and a trowel there, and here it says absorb the task. When faced with an unwelcome chore such as weeding the garden, it is tempting to rush through the task as quickly as possible. In doing so, we miss the pleasure of fully experiencing the present moment. Next time you begin an arduous task, practice mindfulness meditation. Concentrate on your every concentrate on your every sensation, how things feel to the touch, the scents you smell, the colors you see, and so on. Notice how your normally inattentive mind modulates to a calm, unified focus. So it's like calibrating. It's like getting your mind like on a goal. But what I really see here is that, and that makes sense with kind of the tower imagery I was kind of getting initially. One thing about the tower, and I always say this, is that sometimes when you've been in the same place for so long, when you have an opportunity to change, like when you have an opportunity to do something different, or when you have a tower moment and all of a sudden you're forced to do something different, maybe you're forced to move, maybe you're forced to take a new job. Sometimes it can feel, again, it can make you feel like you're lost at sea, like you don't have a lighthouse, like I'm in the thick of it, right? And sometimes it can feel really harrowing, right? But either that, or if this is like a tough situation, it's letting you know that you're making steady progress. You may feel like you're not getting anywhere, but you are. The other thing is that sometimes we have to enjoy it's funny, I try to remember this, and I've had some tower moments in my life too. I remember when I was young, I had to move from my childhood home really suddenly, and that was so traumatic to me. But one thing I tried to enjoy about the process is like, how often do you get to pick up and go somewhere new? It can be kind of exciting if you look at it from that perspective, right? Okay, yes, this is a little, jarring. It's a little bit sudden, but you're moving, right? Something's happening. So again, here it's talking about, when you're faced with an unwelcome chore, or you're trying to slug your way through something, you are making steady progress. Try to enjoy where you are right now, right? Try to, again, it says, concentrate on your every sensation, how things feel, the scents that you smell, the colors that you see, and if it's a situation, and cherish what's good about, what's kind of exciting about your new circumstance. And the other thing you got is you got savings, and again, you have that ray of light above you again, like the lighthouse, right? I'm about to just bring your charms up. Um, as you consistently save for your future is saved. You do your future self a big favor as you consistently set aside present funds. This is a part of your self-care and path to feeling secure as you focus on your life purpose. So again, yeah, maybe things are kind of up and down financially. Maybe you're really working hard to try to squirrel away money. I know they always it's a little trite. I always kind of roll my eyes at it, but it is a good system. You know how they always say, when you get your paycheck, if you're able to, 30% goes to your living expenses. 20% goes to your utilities, and then set aside maybe 5 or 10% for entertainment, and then put the rest of it into savings. Like if you can put 1/5 or at least some portion of that paycheck is designated, and maybe put it into an account where you cannot do a transfer, put it in a place that you can't easily touch it. Actually, one other way that I always like to do this is that savings bonds take a year to mature. And if you buy like a $25 or $50 savings bond and you just collect them, it's almost like, it makes it difficult for you to spend them, but then you have them like saved, it adds up, right? It adds up. So here it's just kind of telling you that you are making steady progress. Try to enjoy the ride. It's going to be, you probably feel like you don't have a direction, or you don't know where you're going. The other thing I get with your little player, like, I don't know, maybe you're trying to win the level, or you're trying to level up or something like that, or you're trying to make the right moves, is what I'm kind of hearing. But the last one you got is joy. And even though it says joy, I'm really drawn to the fact that this guy is jumping from cliff to cliff. It's almost like, it's almost, he's taking a leap, right? And again, you have another one of those rays of light, like you're following the sun or something. But here it says joy, and it says, one of the most important purposes of meditation is to create a state of joy to create a state of joy in the individual who practice it. In the individuals who practice it. There are many paths to this goal, but the starting point is to be receptive to beneficial moral influences. So here it says, I shall purge myself of bad thoughts and habits such as selfishness and greed. I shall show compassion for all those who are suffering. The happiness of others is a source of pleasure to me. May I show gratitude for all the good things in my life. And here it does also say, we can clearly see your contribution, the contribution you're making to the world through your thoughts, feelings, and actions of love. So maybe you are taking care of other people, possibly financially, but it's also telling you squirrel a little bit away for yourself. Make sure that you're putting a nest egg away. And then it says when and where. Since this meditation is closely associated with rituals of prayer and absolution, a religious building makes a good place for it. It should ideally be practiced at the same time each day, morning or evening. Yep. But yeah, guys, I definitely get a sense that you might be going through a little bit of a challenging time. Maybe you're trying to find your path or life purpose. I do also get a sense maybe you get some kind of, you decompress, or you find solace in playing video games. I'm not sure where that's coming from, but you do feel like you need the lighthouse, like you feel like you need a light to follow. And it is kind of telling you, you are making progress. It may feel really slow, like you may feel like you're standing still, but you are moving forward slowly but surely. And it does just kind of say that, if you squirrel away some money, put it in, designate some little percentage of every paycheck, or some little percentage, put it in a place that you can't touch, and it will really do a lot for. And here it even says your future self will thank you, right? But what you're doing and giving to others is not a bad thing. It's, you are, if you show compassion and love, I'm seeing a lot of love to others, and you are making progress, but, also save for yourself as well. But wow, guys, oh my gosh. So you can see why I love these decks so much. They're really, really wonderful, and they say so much. But I thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed these. As you can see, I love these. They make me feel so good and so happy on, on Easter Sunday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go now and watch all of our wonderful Easter movies. I might watch like the 10 Commandments or something. And then I'm going to eat the rest of my Easter candy because chocolate covered marshmallows, oh my goodness, I think I have one left. It's going to be gone soon. But I wish all of you a wonderful day. I hope you have a good, warm, happy spring Sunday. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.